Yo, it's me. I'm live and extreme. Okay, that was a horrible pun to start off the show. Anyway, welcome you YouTubers to MCMH show that is going under construction. I am your host Malcolm, trying to get over the hiccups I just had earlier. Now it is time to go ECW's Hardcore 99. And this event took place around maybe in the month of May, and I believe it was in Poughkeepsie, New York. Um, I'm gonna say this right now about ECW right now as a whole. Right now, Shane Douglas is gone at this point. I believe New Jack was absent. The Sandman is gone. So, but still, it still holds up. It's still ECW, and also let's get on with the review. We start off the night with Joey Styles trying to give us a rundown of the show, but before he can finish what he was saying, Chris Candido comes out with Sonny and cuts a promo saying that nobody's gonna jump my bag, nobody's gonna choke me out. Talking about Taz because the main event tonight is supposed to be Chris Candido versus Taz for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. So he introduces his two new bodyguards, and that was Bubba Ray and Devon, the ECW Tag Team Champions, the Dudley Boys. They come out with Sign Guy Dudley and Joel Gertner, and then Taz comes out a few moments after, and then he kind of he just dual clotheslines both Bubba Ray and Devon, and then asks to ring the bell. So we get the main event early as the first match of the night, and it was a 3 minute match. You know what? It was pretty pointless. This world heavyweight title match is just out the door like that. That's pretty pointless. You know what? It's kind of weird to have the ECW, the challenger, come out and cut a promo and act saying that nobody's gonna jump his back, and then here comes your world heavyweight champion asking to ring the bell, and then you just get a 3 minute match, and Taz basically chokes out Chris Candido in a 3 minute match. All I have to say about this, should I rate this match? Should I? Actually, it's barely even a match, so I'm not even gonna rate it. This was like a damn squash match. So I'm not even gonna rate it. So after the segment, I'm not calling it a match, but segment, Taz turns around for just a second and he gets 3D'd by the Dudley Boys. And these fans were so bloodthirsty, they wanted Taz to get 3D once again because you can hear him saying, one more time, one more time, one more time. It's kind of funny because isn't Taz from New York, and doesn't he have like the home field advantage? Why are the fans, I don't know. I know Taz wasn't a heel until I think after ECW's Heatwave 99 after that. Anyway, then the Dudley Boys cut a serious promo saying that they have beaten every single tag team. They've beaten, um, they split up the gangsters, the eliminators. They broke Beulah's neck, da 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 da. Then they make a challenge saying, has anybody got the balls enough to challenge them? And here comes Balls Mahoney. Balls Mahoney comes out. At first, he gets the upper hand. Then the Dudleys just, you know, basically double team him, and then when the Dudleys get the upper hand, they're soon interrupted by Spike Dudley, who comes from the crowd and low blows both Bubba Ray and Devon. And I guess Balls and Spike hit the acid drop and the Nutcracker Suite and going for the pin, but the Dudleys kicked out, and then we get an impromptu world tag team title match between the Dudleys and Spike, between the Dudleys versus Spike Dudley and Boss Mahoney. For just maybe just like an 8 minute match, it was a little bit entertaining, and it's kind of really odd to talk about this match, even though my talked about my first review, I think I talked about was what ECW's Heatwave '99, and Balls and Spike took the titles away from the Dudley Boys. So it was, I believe that this match started the feud between Balls and Spike and the Dudleys. Um, and you know what? I guess it was just a um just a just a comedic, and then there was like a comedy spot that wasn't really necessary. You had Spike and Balls. I mean Balls is playing, like, I don't know, maybe hot potato with Spike, and the Dudleys just throw Spike onto the guardrail, and Spike landed awkwardly. To be honest, Spike took a beating during this match. It's not like the beating that Mike Awesome gave him. No, 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 no. This was like one of them type of beatings. Okay, he gets thrown to the to the guardrail. Then he gets power bomb, Bubba bombed through a table. Then gets 3D'd 3D. He just takes a brutal beating in this match. It did seem for a minute that Balls was gonna have the upper hand while knocking out both the Dudleys. Then Sign Guy Dudley tries to attack Balls, and then Joe Gertner gives Balls Mahoney the weakest chair shot to the back I have ever seen. And then Joel had matches and was throwing fire onto Balls. So Balls just grabs I guess like an alcoholic drink, and then like spits fire in the face of Joe Gertner, and then gets 3D by the Dudleys, and the Dudleys retain the tag team belts. Um, for just like a top two tag team title match, even though I believe that this started the rivalry between both tag teams, it was just like a balls to the wall insane type of match. So I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5. It seems so awkward to give it that type of rating after I had seen Heatwave '99. So overall, it's just a 2 out of 5 match for a tag team title match. Then I guess the pay per view was supposed to start with this next match: Super Crazy versus Taka Michinoku. You may remember Taka Michinoku in WWE with that the Kyan tie with him and Funaki, or if you really want to go back, he was also on ECW's first pay per view, Barely Legal, and he takes on Super Crazy during this match. I think. Oh, and by the way, Joey Styles get joined by Cyrus the Virus on commentary. Just to point that out there, because it'll involve later on in the pay per view, guys. I promise. Anyway, overall, the match between Taka Michinoku and Super Crazy was pretty good. Super Crazy had a little bit of an advantage in this match because Taka Michinoku, after they did um, a, a dive through the ring, Taka is limping, and Super Crazy does take advantage of attacking the bad leg, but in the bad knee, the bad leg of Taka, but he doesn't go for a submission or anything else like that. He just goes for his lucha roots. Just kept on doing moonsaults, and just lucha style wrestling instead of going for a submission hold. Like, like a technical wrestler or like a smart thinking wrestler will put. If you have a kink in your armor, they exploit it by doing a submission move. But here, Super Crazy had just a lot to learn, and I'm not gonna him because it's Super Crazy. But it could have been better. Other than that, it was a good match. Other than that, so I'm gonna give this a 2.5 out of 5. It was a good match. Next was Little Guido against Yoshihiro Tajiri, and I'm gonna say this right now. I think this was the first time Tajiri and Yoshihiro met, and if so, my God, like Little Guido was just being just a hard knocks heel in this. He just kept on punking Tajiri, slapping him, and all this and all that, and just wow. I don't know, like, was he like pissed off at the fact that Tajiri was getting all this buzz, or I don't know. But anyway, how does the match hold up? It was a pretty good match. You had some good spots there, and also the tarantula makes an appearance, and that move is so beautiful. I love it when Tajiri puts on the tarantula on somebody. Also, I did like how I also like the fact that Sal got hit with Tajiri's one of his lethal kicks. I mean, Big Sally did kind of run interference for LittleGuido, even though that LittleGuido had the advantage, which doesn't make really much that sense to me. But other than that, the match pretty holds up. It's just a by the numbers, just another match that had no story going into it. But other than that, like I said before, if LittleGuido, Tajiri, and Super Crazy are in a match together, you're gonna get what you get is gonna be like a good, phenomenal match. Even though this was their first match, it wasn't too phenomenal like, but it was a good match overall. So I'm gonna give this a 2.5 out of 5. Next, we get a promo of the next match, Tommy Dreamer against Lance Storm in a grudge match. Now the story here, after living dangerously 99, I think Tommy had a feud with Lance Storm, and Dawn Marie was calling herself Beulah McGillicuddy, and just some typical ECW. Of course, this enrages Tommy Dreamer, and he starts trying to attack Lance. And every time when Tommy Dreamer had Dawn Marie or the fake Beulah in his possession, he always gets hit by Lance Storm or just Incredible or just another object. So this became just a grudge match. I like the story going with here, and I also love the fact that Francine came out and helped Tommy. I think this is when they became when Francine was managing Tommy. I think she managed him all the way up to I think the last time they managed each other was, I believe, right after Guilty as Charged 2000. But overall, how the match is just a by the numbers average hardcore brawl, but it kind of leaves out Lance's style of wrestling. But he put up some very good moves here and took a very good beating. And Tommy Dreamer will always take a good beating. He gets busted open. I like the part where Tommy does a beautiful Spicoli driver on the top rope and they land on the table. And also the big payoff I really liked was um well, Cyrus. Yeah, Cyrus came out to help Lance Storm win the match, only to get Bronco Buster by Francine. That was pretty cool. And then a cat fight enrages between Dawn Marie and Francine, and Tommy Dreamer finally drops the fake Beulah, or in this case, Dawn Marie, on her head with a pile driver. And I like the ending of the match. It is believable. Lance Storm hits Tommy Dreamer with a trash can, and then puts the and to put the trash can in, like put Tommy inside this trash can so he can't see. And then he goes up to the top rope and does a spinning heel kick off the top rope and hits Tommy Dreamer, who has this trash can, who has a trash can on his head. It was a good way to end the match, and it was a good payoff to see Tommy Dreamer pile drive Dawn Marie. So I'm gonna give this match a 3.5 out of 5. Next, we get Rob Van Dam versus Jerry Lynn. Now, like I said, at Living Dangerously, I gave that match a 5, and this, I'm gonna give this match a 5. Automatic. It's automatic getting a 5 out of 5. And plus, there was no time limit. So at Living Dangerously 99, which I forgot to mention, Rob Van Dam said that got upset that the referee was going to hand the belt to Jerry Lynn after the time limit expired. So he says this: "I just want to wrestle," and he says that he just wants Jerry Lynn to take him to his limits. So the rematch was inserted, so Rob Van Dam challenged Jerry Lynn for another shot at beating him for the television title. It was a good match. I'm really mad that there was no promos from either Rob Van Dam or Jerry Lynn. I was kind of upset about that, and there should have been just more of a promo. They did have a promo segment like like the mid of the night, but it really didn't explain much that well, other than it was promoting Jerry Lynn's new finishing move, the Cradle Pile Driver. But other than that, this match was spot heavy. Like I said, if you're not a fan of spot heavy, you're not gonna like this. They was flawlessly done. They were trying to get the upper hand with each other by doing these wrestling moves. My favorite is the pinning combination where Jerry Lynn did I guess did a Van Daminator on Rob Van Dam, but instead of how Van Dam does it, he drop kicks the chair onto his face and then just goes for the pin, and then also throws the chair at Fonzie. And there was just a lot of spots. It was just very good. There was only a little bit of botches, but other than that, this match was good. Also, Jerry Lynn was bleeding profusely. I think he landed on the concrete floor, and his eye was like literally busted a little bit. But other than that, this match was pretty good. It was a phenomenal match. Obviously, the match of the night. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. I mean, not a 5 out of not a 5 out of 5. Yeah. Well, I already said I was gonna give it a 5 out of 5. What am I talking about? Of course, it gets a 5 out of 5. But if you were to ask me, there's still some more Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam matches. But if you were to ask me so far on which one was my favorite so far it's the living dangerously one is semi better than the hardcore heaven one, than this one, by just a teensy wincy little bit, by just a little bit. But maybe I'll make a video about it down the road, and just from every Rob Van Dam the Jerry Lynn match I've seen, I'll probably go make a list and say which one's my favorite. But maybe I'll just watch Hardcore Heaven 99 again, and watch that match in particular, and watch Living Dangerously 99 again, and look at both match in particular and see which one is the best. But so far, Living Dangerously is winning by just a teensy little bit. Just a little bit. So next we get Just Incredible gets a promo saying about he was supposed to have a match with Shane Douglas, but Shane Douglas was hurt, I believe, and didn't want to come back to ECW or something like that. I think this is what Joey Styles said. So instead, Just Incredible believes that he's untouchable, and that there's no jury or no justice system who can give him the electric chair. And here comes Judge Jeff Jones, and with a stretcher, so you know what that means. Psycho Sid takes on Just Incredible. This is not a match, you guys. This is just another stupid segment. This is not a stupid segment. It's a stupid segment to bring Sabu back. Now, what does Sabu have to do with anything? Well, Sabu was banned from competing in the United States thanks to Lance Storm's attorney. And Lance Storm and Just Incredible were saying that, oh, Sabu is trying to hurt us. He's too violent. He's too violent. He's too violent. So, yeah, this was just a way to bring Sabu back. And also, Sabu was still hurt. So, this was the time to give Sabu some rest so they can build up the match between Just Incredible and Sabu. Other than that, this is not even a match. It's just a segment. I guess the most worthy part is when Sabu puts Psycho Sid through a table, and then at the end Sid gets angry and frustrated, and then just takes his wrath on Judge Jeff Jones, putting him through, like, power bombing him. That was pretty cool. And then next is the main event. But first, before I talk about the main event, let me tell you all what happened during the night. Joel Gertner, getting hit with a blaze of glory to the face, instead of going to the hospital, he gives the Dudley boys a hit list, and a tons of money to take out the following superstars: Nova, Jack Victory, Rob Price. And ever since then, they were just taking out those and the list that Joel Gertner gave to them, and they were getting money from Joel in the process. And then the Dudleys, and then Taz cuts a promo saying that he was not gonna. He wants to tap out, make Devon and Bubba Ray tap out. So the Dudleys accept the challenge, and then here comes Big Dick Dudley, and they attack. Um, Chris Chetty, Taz's cousin. Devon, I guess, breaks his hand on Chetty's head, and then we get to the main event: Bubba Ray Dudley against Taz for the ECW Championship in a Taz makes it a Falls Count Anywhere match. They fight into the crowd. It was a pretty alright match. Eh, even though it really didn't feel like a title match, it just felt like just the Taz to just beat the hell out of both the Dudleys. Other than that, Bubba Ray Dudley takes some huge bumps for a big man. But other than that, the match was alright, and I did like the ending of it. Other than that, it was an alright match. I'm gonna give this maybe just a 3.2 out of 5. Overall, ECW's Hardcore Heavy 99 is a pretty decent show. Even though that the beginning, Chris Candido and Taz was a very stupid way to start up the show, but and the Dudleys and Spike was just there. I just don't know why it was just there to be there. You still have some good matches here. Super Crazy and Taka Michinoku was good. LittleGuido and Yoshihiro Tajiri was good. That grudge match between Dreamer and Francine, Van Dam and Lynn was phenomenal. And then Bubba Ray and Taz. But there are some things on here that just cuts it down just a little bit. And Just Incredible angle was stupid. Like I said, the beginning, having your World Heavyweight title match main event as the first match of the night was pretty stupid. Other than that, it's a pretty good pay per view. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. If you're just a casual wrestling fan, I highly recommend the Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn match. Other than that, this was a pretty good pay per view. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I mean, not a 4 out of 5, a 3.9 out of 5. It was a good pay per view, and there's nothing else I can say. Well, I believe, guys, I am done with ECW in the 90s now. I'm done with them in the 90s, so I'm gonna continue on doing ECW 2000. I'm gonna finish what I a little bit started. Now I said I was gonna do Living Dangerously 2000, and I will. And that will be the next video. I promise you. ECW Living Dangerously 2000. Until then, I am Malcolm from the MCMH show, and I will catch you then at ECW's Living Dangerously 2000. And guys, I gotta say, that pay-per-view is an experience. Every YouTuber that has reviewed it said this pay-per-view is not that good. But there's another pay-per-view that a lot of people said that was really not that good. And I might do a which is good, which is not good pay-per-view. And I think that one is not Living Dangerously 2000. Well, Living Dangerously 2000 it's out there, but WrestlePalooza, I believe 98 is another pay-per-view that every ECW guy said was bad, but I'll come to that bridge soon enough. So other than that, I'm Malcolm. I'm signing off from the MCMH show. You guys have a blessed day, and remember, ECW Living Dangerously 2000 is next. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also big shout outs to High Spots for uploading these DVDs, and also to rfvideo.com. I mean, those are, if you really want to get your wrestling prowess there, I would recommend going on those websites. Until then, peace, you guys.